Hello everyone, my name is Evan Jacobs and welcome to another edition of BoxingTime TV. We have an interesting fight here. This is one of those that was canceled due to the coronavirus epidemic or pandemic. It was supposed to happen on March 28th. Luis Nery versus Aaron Alameda. And let's just get right to it. Aaron Alameda is 26. Nery is 25. They're both 5'6". I made them the height of the Bantamweight limit, which is 118. It can be between 115 and 118. 67-inch or 67 reach for Aaron Alameda. Luis Nery is 66, maybe more like 66 and a half, but I can't do halves on the game. 25 fights, 0 losses for Alameda. I think he has 13 knockouts. Luis Nery is 30-0 with 24 knockouts. This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds, 3-minute rounds, 10-point must scoring system, no mandatory 8 count, 3 knockdown rule waived. Let's get right to it on this Saturday edition of BoxingTime TV. So happy to be here, so happy to be coming, and being able to provide you all with this content. Like I said, just, this coronavirus deal has canceled a lot of the fights that, we were expecting to happen. So, what to do in that situation. And my feeling is, let's although I have a lot of thoughts about this today. I just did a post on Boxing Time with Evan. That's my Instagram handle. If you want to follow me there, Boxing Time with Evan is my deal. Anyway, I have a lot of thoughts about that, about the crowdless fights and all that stuff. All things that I think they should do. And So right now, Aaron Alameda is on the left side of the screen. Luis Nery is on the right. And I think this is going to be a really, really good bout. We're through the first minute here, and you have Nery that's kind of pressuring and looking for ways to kind of land and do the things that he wants to do. And then you have Aaron Alameda, who is, who maybe more of a boxer, maybe a bit more patient. So we will see. I don't know if anyone heard. Actually, I'm gonna go put on a fan. It's a bit hot today in California. And right now, Aaron Alameda kind of fighting on a dime, kind of holding his own against Luis Nery. And these guys are, this is going to be an interesting fight. I think it's going to be fairly competitive. I honestly don't know who's going to win. I don't know a lot about these guys. I'm looking at the record of Luis Nery, and I see he's beaten Juan Carlos Payano. I want to say I've heard of McJoe Arroyo. I think I've heard of Arthur Villanueva. But that is about it as far as just names, as I'm seeing a lot of his bouts have taken place south of the border in Tijuana. But that doesn't, mean that he's not equipped. And that doesn't mean, oh, wow, he just takes a hard right hand from Aaron Alameda. And what's also interesting is both these guys are southpaws. So, I think we just have really two very good fighters. Maybe Aaron Alameda is a bit more of a boxer, and Luis Nery is more of a puncher. But I think we're going to see some very good action. I think we've already seen some good action. I think it's going to be a hotly competitive fight. A hotly contested fight, and we'll see what the judges say after this first round. I want to say it's probably even, based on what I've seen. We'll see what the judges say. I apologize if the fan noise, if you guys find it to be an impediment. And Aaron Alameda getting the round on 2 of the judges' cards. One of the other judges has it even. So here, let's go into now the second round. So Luis Nery is behind, and I'm looking at the record now for Aaron Alameda, and oh wow, landing the right hand again is Aaron Alameda. That's the thing, is I don't think he hits as hard as Luis Nery, and he seems to be getting Nery's respect. So I'm looking at the record. His last win was about against in April 2019. So it's actually been a while. It's been over a year. He has not fought in over a year against Jordan Escobar. So hopefully he's been in the gym. And I don't really recognize any of the other names. And these guys are just going for it right now. And you have Luis Nery going to the body, trying to fight with a higher defense. You know, he keeps getting cracked with that right hand, and that could be what tells the tale in this fight. Aaron Alameda's right hand, does it keep Nery honest, and does it keep him too honest? Although he just hits Alameda right as I'm saying that. Once again, you are watching Boxing Time TV. If you like what you're seeing, if you like what you're seeing here, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share these links. Please direct message me if there's fights that you want to see. ESPN, I watched this thing today that was all about like the state of the game. It was really good with all the the ESPN guys, Andre Ward, Timothy Bradley, Joe Tessitore, Mark Kriegel. And I gotta be honest, like they're talking about all like the notable fights, and they're all up here on Boxing Time TV. So like, comment, and subscribe. Check out this page. Share these links with people. Share these links with your friends. Just trying to make this place a hub for content. And I'm used to doing, or I was doing, one of these a week. I now do 2 a week. And then as we get into summer, who knows? Maybe I'll do 1 every day. I don't know that I'll be able to, just because of knowing what the boxing schedule is, and I at least want to know something about the fighters before I do the bouts. I mean, this bout I had. I'm not gonna lie, I'm scraping a bit, not the bottom of the barrel, because in no way are these fighters bottom of the barrel. And you have Luis Nery now that wants to get back in this fight. He's landed some good punches, although Aaron Alameda comes and cracks him too. So these guys are cracking each other. And while I think this fight will probably go the distance, you just never know. Anyway, I like to know, and so, but where I'm going with this is, I'm not saying I won't do 4-round fights, I won't do 6-round fights. Like I want to keep this filled. So just kind of keeping it going, and I just feel what can I do content wise during coronavirus as far as boxing goes, because I do a lot for my movie stuff, and I'm like, what I can do? I can post a lot of these. Things and just fill Boxing Time TV with as much simulated content as possible and make it a hub for this kind of stuff. It's different, it's different, and at least I think it's different, and hopefully, the fans enjoy it. Right now, Luis Nery getting the round on one of the judges' cards. Another judge has it even. Another judge gives it to Luis Nery. As we go in now, it's now even after 2 rounds. As we go into the to the third round, man, these guys are just giving it as good as they get. You have the right hands of Aaron Alameda, and he's starting to get hit. He's starting to get tuned up a little bit by Luis Nery. The other thing that I wanted to say was, I don't know if you heard, but UFC 249 is happening. It's going to be happening in Florida in May. They're planning on doing 3 cards in 1 week. So, I'm assuming, I just have ESPN Plus now. I'm assuming portions of those will be on ESPN Plus. So that, for me, is a win-win. And, one of the things that they were talking about on the ESPN show, where the guys were talking about the state of boxing, is boxing really, and all combat sports, like, there was just about in whatchamacallit, there was about in Belarus. It was kickboxing. And then today I want to say in Nicaragua, they had a bout with where they had a show with people like there. They actually, it wasn't crowdless. And they actually, they tried to follow social distancing standards. I don't know the results of that. I can look that up here. But that's the kind of stuff. Boxing, they're saying, because there's less people involved, has a chance to really sort of take center stage here. And I hope that it does, but it's got to be following the social distancing guidelines. And, I'm sure that they will. But I know that in some places, maybe Nevada and in California, might be a little bit stricter than some of the other places that it's happening, like Texas and Florida. But I don't know. And I'm sure that, hey, Florida, they're doing it crowdless. And, people are wearing masks. So, they are, I'm sure that they're following the strictures. Luis Nery started off this round having a really good round. Seems to have slowed down a bit right until he landed that left hand. Oh, he lands another one. And Aaron Alameda is taking some shots as well. But he was looked like he was maybe starting to come on a little bit. So anyway, what I think they should do one of the big fights that like ESPN could make is, let's say, the Lomachenko-Teofimo Lopez bout. And I know that there's one of the problems that they were talking about in the video was, well, you have fighters from overseas. And my feeling is, well, what's to stop them if they, if they test the pilot and they test the fighter's camp and they sterilize like a private jet? I know that they can afford that. I think that it really could say something, even if they did it crowdless. That Lomachenko-Teofimo Lopez fight, to me, seems like it could be worth it, because I think that it would really push boxing to the forefront. Don't do it pay-per-view. Do it on ESPN Plus. Get people talking about it. Probably a bunch of people would sign up for ESPN Plus and be stoked. And then when things kind of normalize, boxing's kind of back, and these fights are established right here. Let's talk about the judges' scorecards. Two of the judges have it even. One of the judges gives it to Aaron Alameda. So Aaron Alameda up by 1 point as we head into the fourth round. I'm telling you, this is a closely contested bout between two really good fighters, and I think we're going to see this all the way. And I love the action that we're seeing. It's back and forth. Just when you think one fighter might be taking over, the other fighter surges, and I like that. I always say, and I'm sure I didn't make this up, but when both fighters can implement their styles, we get a great fight, and we're seeing that right now. I'm going to look up and see if we can get the results going to my facts and info, which means I'm going on the fight news to see that. Telling you, Luis Nery counterpunching well as Aaron Alameda kind of coming out of his comfort zone and coming forward. And one thing I will say is that Luis Nery seems to respect the power of Aaron Alameda. Oh man, and Aaron Alameda landing again with that right hand. And Luis Nery having a better round, and Aaron Alameda finding a chance to counterpunch a little bit as these two guys move in. We're about a quarter done with this fight, and Aaron Alameda landing, and both these guys, giving as good as they get, fighting with good defense for the most part. As we come into the final seconds of the fourth round between Aaron Alameda and Luis Nery. So they're saying Alameda's obviously tired and Nery's breathing heavy. One of the judges has it even, another judge has it even, and one of the judges gives it to Nery 10-9. So now this bout is still even going into the fifth round between Aaron Alameda and Luis Nery. And once again, you are watching BoxingTime TV. If you like what you're seeing, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share these links. Please tell your family and friends. So anyway, didn't mean to get on my soapbox or talk too much about these crowdless fights, but I like them. I think it's a good idea, and I think that the sooner boxing starts doing that, the sooner it can establish that it's the sport that's doing it, because it really is easy for combat sports to do that. And then it just makes it even easier once things even get less strict we could start seeing, then they'll do shows with crowds that'll probably have strictures, and then that'll get less strict, and that's kind of how this whole thing seems like it's going to be working. Wow, I'm telling you, Luis Nery, I give him credit. He has a live guy like Aaron Alameda in front of him. Aaron Alameda finding a way to learn. Finding a way to land. Nery finding a way to land. And these guys are just going for it. And again, I apologize if the sound of the fans being picked up here. It really shouldn't be, as I turn the mic a little bit more towards me. But folks, it's hot. I know that for a Californian to be saying that, it's probably kind of wimpy. But I got to be honest. So some of the upcoming bouts that I plan on doing are Garcia versus Pacquiao, Estrada versus Chocolatito, a rematch. I think it might be their third fight, but it may just be their second fight. Jamal James versus Thomas Delorme. This was supposed to happen a couple of weeks ago in April. Another bout that was canceled by the coronavirus. And then Luis Santa Cruz versus Gervonta Davis. So, I know that bout's going to be happening. I think that's about that Davis wins. I don't know that he wins it easily, but I think that Gervonta Davis strikes me as the kind of fighter that can do anything. And I think that Luis Santa Cruz, very good fighter, tough fighter, but I think maybe right at that point where a fighter like Gervonta Davis can, in fact, beat him. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. I am often wrong. Either way, we're going to be doing them as simulations here on BoxingTime TV. I hope you're tuning in. Hopefully you're enjoying it. And if there's fights that you want to see, direct message me. I love what the World Boxing Super Series was doing. Kalle Sauerland, if I'm saying his name correctly, it's just awesome. Just awesome. Just putting those fights together. And, while I love EA and I think those fights are fun to watch, I really think that this boxing game, even though it's simple, is really the best boxing game ever made. Sierra Championship Boxing, it came out in 1983, and it's one of those games that really is the theater of the unexpected. You don't need to build up, a lot of, you don't need to get a super punch or get a guy hurt to knock him out. You can be losing the fight, land, and suddenly your fighter wins. So now looking at the judges' scorecards, two of the judges give it to Nery. One of the judges has it even. So as we go into the sixth round, it's still very close. Luis Nery up 147. Aaron Alameda up by 145 as Luis Nery starts landing hard on Aaron Alameda. I'm going to get a drink of water. Just walk over here. And this is sort of the special part of the fight, and I say special because it's like Teddy Atlas used to talk about the fighters and their silent agreements, and Aaron Alameda is still in this fight, but the question is he going to make an agreement with himself that hey, he's going to kind of just survive, and if that's the case, we could be in for kind of a boring fight because then Luis Nery is just going to take over. And Nery's gone to the body. His punches are having more of an effect. But you have Aaron Alameda fighting behind a high guard, landing, still very much in this bout. And is Nery pulling ahead? That is the question. I'm gonna go on. So here, let's go to Fight News. All right. I think Luis Nery took that round probably. Although one judge has it even. Another judge gives it to Alameda. Another judge gives it to Luis Nery. So folks, Luis Nery only up by 2 points as we head into this seventh round. Here, I'm gonna move my mic up.